Everybody strap in, because we're about to take a headfirst plunge right off that big mountain in Gibraltar, right into the waters below. Then the waters in this case being Godzilla news and updates. That's right, we're back. What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla X Kong The New Empire news roundup. That's right, in this video we will be continuing our chronological journey through the development of Godzilla X Kong The New Empire. If you're not familiar with this series, or if it's been a while, I'll remind you, we're not covering active current news for the New Empire as much as we are covering the development of the New Empire as well as the development of the MonsterVerse, and in this episode we will be catching up on events that happened in December 2022. Oh, if you're wondering where that Gibraltar reference came from, first of all, it's because you guys have been bullying me for the last few months about how I pronounced it in the last video. It's not spelled like that. I had to Google it. I still don't even think I'm saying it right. But it's because Godzilla X Kong The New Empire actually shot a lot of stuff there. It's a European location that's going to be used in the New Empire, but also I noticed it's actually from Godzilla Singular Point. Rodan does a rampage there. I mean, it was first teased in trailer 3, but it's in one of the later episodes of the show. All the Rodans do a big rampage there. I just like when locations reoccur in Godzilla films. I think that's cool. I forgot to mention that in the last video. Getting into it, Legendary shared a bunch of art. Alkinator Draws, Inky Brains, and Flamin's Han's Godzilla fan art was shared by them. These are incredible pieces. I love this one of Godzilla blasting his atomic breath. I always love a good Rodan fan art. We don't see enough of that. Here's a beautiful Mothra one. Such a beautiful Toho Mothra one. I wonder if this is GMK inspired. It looks very GMK to me. And then this one of King Ghidorah looking badass. Good stuff as always, and I always love to see Legendary giving back to the community. Tapwing also did this incredible Godzilla versus Rodan art. This is a Godzilla 2019 versus Rodan 2019, and oh my gosh, I hope someday we get to see something like that in the MonsterVerse. This is just a wonderful piece. And a Godzilla 3, come on, give us a solo Godzilla 3. I'm desperate for it. I really want to see Rodan get his ass whooped by Godzilla and then team up with the guy. That's the team up that I want to see in the MonsterVerse. The OG Godzilla team up. Speaking of art, this is art adjacent concept artist Jared Krichevsky, who, by the way, when I saved this news story years ago, I didn't know he was going to blow up into such a massive figure in the fan base, but Jared's such an awesome guy. Big shout out to Jared. And he has become a huge symbol in the fan base because he designed not only Mechagodzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong, but he also designed the new evolved Godzilla. He designed Scar King, Shimo, Suko. He's pretty awesome, and he's never been to a premiere for any of the movies he's worked on before, and so I think he deserves to go to the premiere of the New Empire. I think you should tweet Legendary and Warner Bros about it because the dude deserves some love, so let's get him to the premiere of the New Empire. KDM reminded us of the history of the Easter egg of Kong shoving his axe down Godzilla's throat. Now that is an obvious reference to the moment in King Kong vs. Godzilla when Kong shoves the tree down Godzilla's throat, but it's actually a double reference because that itself was referencing the iconic promo art of Kong shoving the tree down the T-Rex's throat on King Kong 1933. Speaking of KDM, he was shooting down leaks like crazy in December 2022. He first started by targeting leaks about Space Godzilla. There was lots of rumors that Space Godzilla was going to be in the New Empire. Now the reason these rumors started is simply because some dude decided it'd be good to clickbait. People have been doing this for years and years ago. Big Godzilla YouTube channels that you guys still love to this day were doing the same thing to you guys about Destroya in the MonsterVerse, and I called that stuff out. I don't tend to call this kind of stuff out as much anymore, but I figured if KDM's doing it, I'll do the same here. I hate when people spread the like Space Godzilla stuff or whatever just to clickbait people and get their hopes up. KDM also shot down a bunch of videos covering leaks, and then he shot down some fake trailers that were made for Son of Kong. I particularly love the casting of Brie Larson. Like, what is she going to be doing in that movie? Is she going to be Weaver's daughter or something? How would Brie Larson be back? That's so goofy. KDM warns of the dangers of trusting leaks because you might be like, well, it's just stupid leaks. What's so bad about it? Well, it's because they have a damaging effect on fans. First of all, fake leaks, such as the Space Godzilla stuff, it can get people to read them, and when they read them, they believe them and they latch on to them over time, becoming linked to them and having a feeling that that's gonna happen, and so by the time they see the movie, they're upset because it's not in the movie. They don't get exactly what they wanted or expected. It's just a dangerous thing for fans because fans can have their feelings easily manipulated and hurt that way. I talked a lot about that with -1 when a bunch of people were perpetuating the rumor of two Godzillas in Godzilla -1, and while Godzilla -1 was still received well, it still did have an impact on the way people viewed that movie. Gormuru Island called to fans to show their support for Godzilla and Kong in Giga Bash. Giga Bash is an online fighting game with Kaiju in it. It's actually got the official Godzilla license, but in order to get the MonsterVerse Godzilla and the MonsterVerse MonsterVerse Kong and Giga Bash, fans have to show their support. So if you want to see that stuff, I don't think it's happened as of yet. Certainly Kong isn't in it, I don't think. But if you want to see that, show your support for that online, tweet about it, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that will get Toho's attention. That's the kind of stuff that'll make it easier for Giga Bash to get the licensing. Panlos Bricks revealed their flat Godzilla and Mechagodzilla heads. Those are pretty cool, kind of like Lego displays. I like that stuff. They also revealed their full Mechagodzilla. Now that one's awesome. I love it. I love that his eyes are glowing red. I love that his mouth opens. That kind of stuff is super cool. We don't quite have Legos for Godzilla and Kong yet, but these were pretty good stepping stones to get there. I think that's pretty awesome. And it all built to the set that I thought was actually really cool, was the Tasman Sea Battle Pack set with Godzilla and Kong fighting on the aircraft carrier. I thought this one was just super sick. So this was revealed as well. Again, these are from Panlos Bricks. I just think that stuff is super cool. Funko revealed their Blacklight Godzilla 2021 and Mothra 2019. I thought that was so cool that they decided to go with a Mothra 2019. I wonder if they're ever going to do a normal Mothra 2019. I sure hope at some point they do. But these are super cool. I love that they did these. I love whenever Funko does these very stylized figures, and I just love to see a Mothra 2019. Shout out to D-Manager. He actually got me the real one. So here's the Blacklight Godzilla from Funko. It's really awesome. I think it's great. I love all the colors. I love the use of blue. I haven't seen it under a blacklight yet, so I don't quite know what it looks like under a blacklight, but it's just super pretty. I love it. It sits on the top of my shelf back there. Hiya Toys revealed their Burning Godzilla stylistic series. It just looks beautiful. Hiya Toys is known for making incredibly high-end figures, and this is no exception. This one looks great. It's not an articulated figure. I personally don't think it's totally worth the price, but you know, that's just me. I think overall it does look pretty good, so I know a lot of people were excited about that. Warner Bros. Celebrated their 100th anniversary for a trailer for themselves, but it did feature Godzilla and Kong, which I thought was pretty awesome. The MonsterVerse Omnibus was revealed, and there are lots of details for it. A collection of 5 graphic novels featuring an all-new story called Call to Action that was set during Godzilla vs. Kong, and the description was, a naval fighter pilot's personal attachment to Godzilla is put to the test when his squadron is called upon to intercept the king of all monsters. That was written by Brian Buccellato with art by Zid. This is an oversized 11-inch deluxe hardcover with a slipcase. It features over 500 pages and compiles Skull Island, The Birth of Kong, Godzilla Aftershock, Godzilla Dominion, and Kingdom Kong, along with this new graphic novel. To my surprise, it did include Godzilla Awakening, despite the fact that that was stricken from canon with Monarch Legacy of Monsters just a few months ago. So it did include Awakening, which I thought was pretty surprising. KDM reminded fans that Legendary can use any of the Toho Kaiju, they just have to pay for them. I think that's just simply to remind people that, hey, it's possible for more than just Godzilla to show up in these movies, and we all know where that's headed. KDM teased some details for Godzilla X Kong the New Empire, stating that this isn't Son of Kong nor Godzilla vs. Kong 2. Obviously, this was before the title was revealed. He warned people to not expect one big villain, expect the unexpected. Now we know that's Shimo. KDM teases that we'll love Giga in the new movie, stating she has lots to do. Now, I do have some scoops of my own here. I know that Giga is involved in a lot more action sequences in the New Empire, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure she'll have a lot more to do that's a little more physical. KDM teases that the cave painting mysteries may finally be solved, and in particular, the one from Call of Duty will be solved, as we will see Godzilla and Shimo fight. Lex Machina Virtual Productions Digital Tech and in-camera VFX, which is a big way to say the volume, was utilized in the filming of Godzilla X Kong the New Empire, partnered with ILM. I am not a fan of the volume. I could get into an extended rant about how much I hate the volume. In particular, I hate how anytime an actor's in the volume, the ground is flat. Wherever they are, it's always flat. Always. Nobody ever thinks to put like some dimension to the ground. Maybe it's sand that they're walking on, but it's flat. It's always flat. It looks so obvious. I hate it. Sometimes they just be placing rocks in the foreground or around the actors for them to walk around. Just because there's rocks there doesn't mean the ground's not flat. I really hate the volume. I think it's way overused. I think there are only rare instances where it looks good, like the Batman, but KDM actually reassured me that it will probably, hopefully, look better than the way that Disney utilizes the volume, where they basically use that as the main place to shoot. The New Empire had a lot of location filming. I'm hoping that they don't overly rely on the volume with the actors. I know the Hollow Earth has a lot of VFX, and so there's a lot they're going to need to do with these actors, but that's kind of the downside with setting yourself in the Hollow Earth. Keep the camera on the ground level and keep it a little more beautiful, like when they're walking through the woods in Godzilla vs. Kong or Monarch Legacy of Monsters or Kong Skull Island, and it looked amazing. I hope that the location filming is really prominent and the volume is not. VFX location shooting started again. Some of the VFX locations were Gibraltar, Iceland, and Rio de Janeiro. Now we do know that Rio is going to be a main location in the New Empire. That's going to be, I think, where the final battle actually takes place, which is pretty cool. They shot some foggy morning landscapes, daytime landscapes, and evening landscapes. The foggy mornings might have been used for that sequence where Kong discovers Suko. And of course, there's the Copacabana and the Christ the Redeemer or B-roll, which seemed to be used when Scar King and Shimo attack Rio. Godzilla X Kong wrapped that additional filming on December 23rd, 2022, after principal filming had already wrapped on November 10th. Post-production was started, VFX and CGI were started, and this was being done by Scanline, MPC, and more. I believe Weta is also involved. And by this point, the VFX were well underway, and they do look pretty amazing in the trailer. Now, I know some of it can be nitpicked, and some of it is not the best stuff we've ever seen, but some of it really is. I think some of it truly is the best we've ever seen. That one shot of Kong being so expressive is so incredible. I think there's so many incredible VFX in the movie, and hey, there's so many VFX that not all of them are gonna be 10 out of 10s, so let's try not to nitpick too much, okay? There are people working hard on this thing. The final bit of news here is that Toho is gonna be handling the domestic release of Godzilla X Kong in Japan in 2024. This is nothing new. Toho did distribute King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong in Japan as well. Hopefully they don't take their time getting it out there. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay where Toho takes a little bit to get the movie out to Japan. I hope that this time the film comes out in Japan right alongside the US release. Alright, that'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. If you want to support the Patreon, you can use the link in the description below, where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time for the next one. D-Man out.